Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to everybody listening who's joined Red Carpet Secrets, a course where we're going to be talking about how to transform your business into a brand. And I know there's some of you who I've talked to along the way that are either just starting out, just about to launch your business. So this is a great place to start. And still others thinking through, I don't know what I want to do. I know that I want my life to start. I don't want to spend, somebody wrote me that I don't want to spend the next half of my life not doing something that I love to do. So it starts here. It starts with understanding what brand is, because I truly believe that you cannot have a really successful business if you aren't doing something that you absolutely love to do, something that lights you up and gets you out of bed in the morning and makes you just deliriously happy to do the work that you want to do. And you just can't do that without those motivations. And that's why brand is so important, because brand underscores that. It helps you find the clients that value you. It helps them refer you on to other clients like them. And in the 15 years I've been in business, I have barely spent a penny on marketing. In fact, I just did my year end here recently, was working on it on the weekend. And my marketing budget was couple $100, not even $200 Canadian. That's nothing, on some Facebook ads and a couple of events that I had for clients in real life. So really, if you can develop a brand and have that word of mouth working for you because you just do something so deep and rich and wonderful and give your clients an experience, that's what they're going to pay money for. And that's when they'll refer you to other people. So that's the goal of the course. We're going to talk about finding you those premium clients. And it's also why I got the question in the group on the weekend about what makes a great website. I can't begin to answer that until I or we better understand who your target audience is. So let's start. I wanted to, as today, send you out this presentation about what is brand in my mind. So we're all starting from the same page. You hear a lot about branding, and people talk about being branding specialists or branding strategists. And I really don't like that word. I try and stay away from it, because your brand is essentially your business. It is everything, every touch point of your business, the quality of your product, how relevant it is, how helpful it is to your customers, and the service that they expect. Often we talk about branding as if it's something you can do, like to change your business. And that's not really possible without working really hard at it. And it certainly isn't your logo or the colors you choose in the way we understand branding, that we're going to do branding. We're going to brand your business as by picking a couple fonts and some new colors. Really what you need that to do is to articulate what your business is, so people see what it looks like and intuitively understand what you offer and how you offer it. So let's jump in. Be so good they can't ignore you. I love this quote. I use it quite often, and that's really what we want to talk about. Not just good in the sense of the product that you offer or the service that you offer, but in your client care and attention. I want to take a minute just to walk through this. This is how, if I was hired by an established real life client in real life, this is what we would sort of start with. We'd look at an audit of their business processes and client interactions to start gaining a deeper understanding of what their brand really is, what they're offering, how they're offering it, looking for some of those unique, interesting things that we can pull out and accentuate, or things that we might have to fix. Then we look at developing that brand, making sure that it's operating at an optimum level of quality, and make recommendations on how that might be improved. So all this back end, this is work that we're doing over the next couple of weeks, is really understanding what your business is and what you offer before we jump into developing a brand strategy. And that's where we start to articulate. What is your clear competitive stance? And what's your brand promise? What can clients out there expect from you? And that's really important. I think gone are the days with, we talk about mission and vision. I think really what is more important for your clients and customers is, what are you promising them? And so that they know that every time they do business with you, what they can expect. And you also know what you're holding yourself up to, because a broken promise is hard to recover from. It's not until we do all of that work that we can get to the brand creative. And that's telling this whole rich story through the words and visuals that creating premium aesthetics. So that's the one thing I can answer about what's the most important thing for a web page. It has to look and feel good. It has to be high end. If you want to charge and attract premium clients, they're looking for that level of differentiation. So we want to work at getting the premium aesthetics and the colors, the visuals, the fonts that are going to emotionally connect to your most profitable customers. You want to reel them in at that point. You want to tell that story really, really well. From there, we'll roll out the red carpet to your premium clients. They're going to intuitively understand that the brand experience you're offering is more expensive and worth more than a mere business transaction. Think about it as the difference between going into a Walmart, going into a Nordstrom, or going into the flagship Kate Spade store on Madison Avenue. From there, be consistent. You'll be looking for new and innovative ways to tell the story, but you'll need to stay true to your brand so people don't get a sense of inconsistency, that at every touch point, that feeling, that connection is the same. The power of brand, you all recognize some of these pretty powerful brands. And what I want to talk about is, I know that they might not resonate with each of you. I know a lot of people that can't abide Starbucks. They'd much rather go have McDonald's coffee, like a couple of you mentioned. Apple, love them or hate them, but not a lot of people are kind of on the fence. Coke or Pepsi, we know that. But what these brands do good is they know that they are attracting their tribe, and they don't care. They don't stop to try and attract everybody and everything. You end up with such a watered down business approach if you're trying to be everything to all people. What you need to know is understand your perfect target audience and do everything you can to captivate them. And frankly, repel those that are not your target, because they're not going to be a good fit for you. And at the end of the day, you don't need that in your life. So you might not know, you might know, some of you. Just Do It, Nike came up with in 1988. This is the power of words, the power of ideas, and the power of creating your brand and sticking to that brand promise and that idea of brand. 1988, they haven't changed their tagline or their slogan. Got Milk, 1993. I'm going to post in the group probably tomorrow some of my favorite Dove Campaign for Real Beauty posts. One of the blog posts that I did that got the most interest was right when I first started blogging a few years ago. And I had one of their Campaign for Real Beauty videos in it. It resonates when you can connect on an emotional level, as I've said. McDonald's, I'm loving it. A Diamond is Forever stems back to 1948. And then the Always Like a Girl campaign is a more recent one that really took off. So those might be things that you want to look at. What is branding? There's that word I don't like. Brands are a seller's promise to deliver a specific set of features, benefits, and services to the buyers. So it's condensed into that. What are you promising? You're conveying information to the consumer about the qualification of you and the people that work for you. So, what a brand should be. Something to think about as you get out that pen and paper that I mentioned and you start writing things down. Personal. People want to have a sense that they're in good hands, and big corporations can't do that unless they're putting a face to that corporation. I'm thinking of a Steve Jobs when he was there for Apple, and frankly, the difference that they've probably felt in the last few years. Consistent. Inconsistency speaks to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. So consistency is key. It has to be about what matters and what matters to your client, not what matters to you. Answer, who are we? You want to differentiate, and believe me, as time goes by, we're going to talk about this a lot. You want to differentiate. You want to niche. You want to tell the world why you're different. But you also have to be relevant, because you can be as different can be, but if you're not relevant, nobody cares. It should clarify one great thing. Why do you stand out head and shoulders above the crowd? About passion, about emotion. And people will smell a rat. It cannot be faked. Most of all, it has to be about why you get out of bed in the morning. What lights you up? And you'll hear me talking about this throughout, but you won't be a success if you're not happy doing what you're doing. So some brand principles. I love Seth. I've read one of his quotes already. A brand is the set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, taken together, account for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another. A set of expectations, the promise. Memories, their previous experience. Stories, and relationships. This is what can set you apart. This is why I wanted to run this course. So, some brand principles as we are working through the course. And this presentation is really an overview, not a what we're doing this week. I've sent you the questions for this week. This is just an overview to keep you thinking through and kind of get a sense of rhythm and pace for how we move through this. It's perfectly natural to want to stick with what's familiar and play it safe, but for brand, playing it safe is a dangerous business. Please stand out, be brave, take a stand. Embrace emotion. I can't say this enough. I cannot say this enough. People need to feel you with all of their senses. We're going to talk about this with the experience that you provide, with the colors that we choose, with the fonts that we choose, with the words that we pick. But it all starts with you. How do you want to make your clients feel? Keep it simple. The best brands are the simple ones. If a brand strategy or campaign rationale is too difficult to understand, it's wrong. Build your brand on a simple concept. Stay open to inspiration. Inspiration is an attitude. It's a willingness to entertain the illogical, to stretch beyond your personal taste, to embrace what you might initially even dismiss, to ask questions and to stay curious. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do in this course. I'm going to ask you to ask the questions, to stay curious, to work together. Let's create a true mastermind that is going to allow us the ability to help you, all of us, and help each other. There's no right and wrong, but there's this being open to inspiration. So I'm going to leave it there for today. This is a lot to think about. Then I've given you the next set of questions, or the first set of questions to work through. And I'll be in the group on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm Mountain Time, so I'm earlier always. I'll be trying to get these lessons out every Monday at the same time, since that seems to be a good time for most people, and it catches the late night crowd. This evening, I will be live and available to talk through this in the Facebook group. I've given the office hours. I'll get those posted as well. And I just wanted to thank you again and say I'm really looking forward to this journey with you. And I encourage everybody to shake off any nerves and jump in there and participate, because that is how you'll get the best experience. Thanks again. Let's do this.